Hello, and welcome to my circle. I'm Laura Greco, host of your podcast, Superpower Mamas, and much more. I promised to do this little video that would be an opportunity for you to get to see some of the tools that were shared on our Wednesday night call. So, here we go. You know, one of the things I'm constantly learning and you know, um, taking the opportunity to experiment with different things that I learn about along the way. Right now, I'm in IIN, which is the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. It is a fabulous program that I'm enjoying, and it'll become the tools that I learn there are going to become part of my practice. So I'm excited to share things with you as I use them and discover how helpful they can be. In our previous meeting, we were talking about EFT, and yeah, that's a great way for you to be able to, first of all, acknowledge the feelings that you have and honor them, and then to tap them out using the meridians, which is very, very useful. It's an old, long-standing science, and there's more. There's always more, and it works out to whatever resonates with you. And in the moment, there could be something that works more appropriately, and in another moment, something else. So, I'm introducing you to a breath work, which is abundant out there, and there's all kinds of techniques that are used for that. However, when I was going through my classes and learning this one technique, this really resonated with me, and I wanted to share it with you because the breath work can really be so powerful. It's so simple and it's so powerful. It what it does for the body, for the mind and the spirit. There's just so much science out there now about this. So yeah, there's the box breath that generally is the one that I teach. However, this one here I've been using and I just love it. So here you go. What I'm going to invite you to do is to place your hand on your heart and your other hand over your navel. And when you breathe in, I want you to allow your diaphragm to fill up. So bring your tummy, let it extend out. Give the opportunity for your diaphragm to fully expand. And then when you breathe out, bring your tummy in and let your diaphragm, allow the breath to come out. So this is so helpful for a couple of different reasons. Number one, it's going to open up, going from, we often in our stress times, we breathe very shallowly. And when we breathe shallow, we are not really bringing in the breath. And when we're not bringing in the breath, we are in a fight or flight stress situation. So by slowing down the breath and just slowing it down, nothing beyond that, extending our tummy out allows the diaphragm to massage in and out our heart. It allows the breath to reach up into our heart as well as our brain and allow that connection to open up. So, and then generally you can use a count. In the beginning, you just want to breathe slower in and out. Touching the hand on the heart allows you to have attention to your heart, right? Because we want to bring the stress from our heads down into our hearts and create that connection, right? We have the brain of the in the head, we have the brain in the heart, and we have the brain in the intestinal area, which is where all our immune system is, right? So by doing this breathing and doing it slowly, we allow ourselves to go into a place of safety. This is something you can also practice with your children, doing 2 or 3 times of this kind of activity, breaking it up throughout the day, just a breakout session. Let's do breath, and giving yourselves an opportunity to take a breath and also allow the children to get out of, maybe they're working on a project or feeling stressed at some point in the day. What a great way to slow it down, right? I could give you so much information about this, but I won't make this video too long. So that's one of the things we talked about in our meeting the other night. Another thing we talked about was, have you ever just stopped talking and just looked into the eyes of another person? 5 seconds or 10 seconds? Do you notice the chatter that goes on in your mind? Yeah. What if you could truly just notice the chatter, but continue to look at another person? 5, 10 seconds, up to 60 seconds. What if we taught that to our children? Just truly be present with another without the chatter that goes on in our minds. What a great other breakout session that would be. Yeah. And then the third thing we did share, because we did do three pretty important markers, aside from other things we talked about, but this other one was really honing in on our schedule. And we've been in quarantine now for several weeks. Children have been home. We've worked out a schedule maybe, and now we're just tired of keeping the schedule and keeping going. And yeah, so how can we break some of that? Well, we talked about creating like a breakup in the schedule, whether it's throughout the day or even a day a week, like wacky Wednesdays, where Monday and Tuesday you might have your schedule, but Wednesday would be a wacky day where you would do something totally out of sync, out of schedule. You don't know, you play around with it and figure out what works for you. We talked about that, just do a different thing when you first wake up than your normal routine. But that breaking up, so when you think about music, music is just a string of notes, right? But what makes it gorgeous is that the string of notes fluctuate and that there are pauses and there are speeding up, right? There's all kinds of fluctuation in music that lets it really sing to our hearts, some more than others. So, how can you create music in your own life and allow for that ease and that flow and that fluctuation? Schedules are good, and we find a lot of stability in scheduling, and so do our children. And it's also a great thing to just once in a while let it loose and let things kind of play out in a new and fun way. And if it feels better, like I said, make it a certain day that is when what happens, where we can just be fun together. All right. As far as the breath works goes, it's actually meditative to concentrate on your breath and get out of your monkey mind, right? And I don't mean that in any kind of negative way, but we do. We get caught up in all the stress. Um, what if you do it first thing in the morning when you get up? Or maybe a little bit earlier than your children, or in the evening after they're in bed, during break times with them throughout the day. Um, I hear moms hiding in closets. So, yeah, if that works for you, that's great. However, I would love for you to feel like you can also create space in your day and allow your children to see the value of that for themselves as well. So, we'll talk more about these kinds of things, of course, as we go along on our Wednesdays, but there you have it. Love your feedback. If any of this is working really great for you, love to hear how it is, or have you altered it in some way? Check it out. Let us know, because let me know. Yeah, string back and do a hit a reply and let me know what you find out. Because this is all Life is an experiment and it's full of curiosity. And in these hard times, it's important for us, right? It's uncertain. Some of us are dealing with a lot of anxiety and pain. Yeah. So I see you. I hear you. And I really value the work that you do as parents. And we want to be sure that yeah, you're feeling good about yourself. And all of this is a gift to your child. So, till next time.